Jim Cashman. Shares of Ansys are up over 30% since last summer. What's driving it?
Well, the main drive is the increased need for innovative products, increasing regulation, and increasing thirst for survival at our client companies. So driving out innovative products, and that can really only be done by putting increased engineering into it. Our software, simply put, allows people to put advanced engineering concepts, being able to simulate a product's performance while it's still on the drawing board before it gets out in the field, ensuring that it meets its success.
So the stock's been doing well. That said, in your first quarter earnings guidance, there were some questions. Can you explain what's going on there, especially with regard to the currency effect?
Oh, okay. What happens is there's two factors. Every time we go out with guidance, we talk about is the business generally getting better, or is it starting to slow down a bit? And then we also put a published currency rate in there because the currency's been so volatile over the last few years. So sometimes it helps us, sometimes it hurts us. In the last go-around, we actually moved our net forecast up by 5 million, the demand-based forecast. So we're seeing some raising there. However, there was a $15 million impact purely currency related. And so when we factored all that through, it came down as kind of a net guidance, even though the business is creeping up in net terms from a customer standpoint.
So it all became a little bit muddy. That said, it didn't really affect the stock too much. And you're buying back an additional 3 million shares. Is that the best way to spend your cash?
Well, actually, we announced recently that we're upping the allocated pool that the board has allocated for us to use for repurchase. We do not necessarily intend to go out and repurchase those right away. We've had for a number of years an open ticket, and we started to bleed that down. For instance, in 2011, we purchased back a certain number of shares, and we do it opportunistically. But your main point is one that I'd like to emphasize, is that we're really trying to accelerate the product roadmap because we think the greatest growth is still ahead of us, and therefore strategic acquisitions actually is our #1 use of cash. But in a turbulent market, we're also looking for opportunities for opportunistic buyback. We just wanted to make sure that we had the pre-approved pools that would allow us to do that at the proper moment.
You have over 40,000 customers, most of them on a recurring revenue model. Where else can you grow the brand? I mean, who else is out there for you to tap into?
Well, the interesting part is we have a very broad base of customers. So yeah, there are maybe 10 or 20% of our customers are new logos each year, but our greatest growth actually comes from our existing customer base, the people who have already gotten their feet wet, if you will, with this new technology, and now are actually broadening its usage. And in fact, our greatest growth actually comes from the customers who have the greatest current amounts of software. So it's kind of moving up an accelerating S-curve, if you will. So there's multiple dimensions of growth at existing customers and both. Right now we're about 80-20 in terms of volume from existing customers versus current.
This market is
stock pickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're going to